3. Hello. And
What's up, guys?
Welcome to Terrace Reviews. And today, we're going to be talking about bubbles. But first, let's get into the science. Isaac, what is a bubble?
So a bubble, when you take water, so the air in the water, so if you have some soap and you put the soap in the water, so the surface tension
And the watershed effect.
no, so the air in the water,
Yeah.
um
And the earth.
no, so it's a sphere.
So what does a bubble represent?
Well, when you think of a bubble, there's a few things that initially come to mind. And certain properties that only bubbles have. One of these properties is it floats.
And
Nothing else in the world floats except for ships, astronauts, and airplanes.
And let's not forget about deer, because a deer is nature's bubble, because when it gets spooked, it pops away from the person or thing that spooks it and it runs. And a bubble, in many ways, does the same thing when it sees a predator. So not only does it represent freedom, but it also represents deers.
And America,
and
because
America.
that goes hand in hand with
With
freedom, the ships,
and the
planes,
astronauts.
and astronauts, and deer.
Cool.
So, should
Let's
we
get into
crack
it.
into these
Yeah.
bubbles?
So let's get some history on these bubbles. Where do we get them, and what do they do?
So possibly France.
Yeah.
What do they do? They're awesome.
Yeah.
They float. We already talked
Yeah.
about that. And those are probably the two most notable properties that
Yeah.
bubbles have.
And we did buy these at the dollar store. This is all of the bubble makers that the Dollar Tree has to offer. And let's take a look at them. Let's take
Yeah.
a look at our first bubble machine. So,
Okay, so what does it look like we have here, Miles?
This is a star bubble wand. And what they call it on the streets is a bubble wand
Star.
kazazzer. Wand. And I really love the pattern that this makes. Because of the star,
So here's the packaging. It comes with standard zip tie.
the sun, and the circles. Because those are some of the most important shapes to history. Because not only stars in history, but also circles and suns.
Could we get some fluids?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so what do we have here, Miles?
This is our Super Miracle Bubbles.
To go.
To go. So you bring it up, yeah. These are the best bubble makers on the Dollar Tree market. We had an assortment of options. We could have
Oh,
gotten
we're leaking.
just a
So
circle.
Few little
Couple
preemptive bubbles.
Couple bugs.
Yeah. We got a circle of we had quite the assortment of options for what we could do for our bubbles, but we decided on the to go because they are
Hey,
the
there's a wand
best.
in here.
Whoa!
That's actually nuts.
First bubble of the channel.
Perfect bubble.
Pour it in there.
Okay. Think that's enough? That looks awesome.
That's really phenomenal looking.
I'll set this right here.
Let's take a look and see what these look like.
Okay. No way.
Yeah. Here,
Dude.
blow it a little bit.
Mind if I dip it?
You dip it.
Okay.
Whoa!
Oh my god.
Oh!
Dude, wait.
You can do that with
Yeah.
these. Okay.
That wand was cool. It made a good amount of bubbles, and it also, while it leaked a little bit, it did create large bubbles and small bubbles, and I did like that
I
assortment.
am a tad disappointed to find that the bubbles weren't star-shaped.
Yeah, me too.
Scientifically, they should have been star-shaped.
Yeah.
But could we get our next,
Our
next bubble?
Our next contraption?
Yeah. Okay, so what do we have here, Miles?
So this is actually the one and only electronic machine that makes bubbles.
A bubble firearm.
Yeah. These are not allowed in certain countries and even certain places in the United States because of their sheer ability to make bubbles, is what I've been told. I don't know if that's real.
Let's test it out.
Let's take a look.
See what this sucker can do.
So you pull down the trigger, right there, and
Maybe should have loaded it.
whoa,
That's actually
dude,
oh my god.
dude, that was sick.
We need more fluid.
Whoa. Oh, dude.
Holy Okay, so what we can see here, folks, is why this is not perfectly legal in some environments. Like, the sheer firepower on this, it can't be suppressed.
Yeah. But I am digging, it kind of looks like a dish, like a deep dish. A deep dish pizza, but made out of bubbles. And I love that.
That was awesome.
That was really cool.
Next
Machine?
Yeah. So, okay, we got we have a few of these little guys. Red and blue.
Yeah. They didn't have any white ones, but
that was an America joke. Okay, so what do we have here, Miles?
So as
Walk me through this.
Willie Nelson once said, a good whistle means a good time. And they really tried to recreate that quote by making these the bubble whistle.
The bubbler, it says.
Let's bubble.
Okay. Swirl that around in there. Bottoms up. Okay.
It kind of looks like, it makes it look like you've overdosed and you're foaming at the mouth a little bit.
So there's really no kazoo to this.
Yeah.
It's just another way to blow.
You know, I kind of thought the bubbles would go out, not just fall to the ground, but.
Yeah, this. How do you use a kazoo? Also.
Oh, I think the noise is really essential.
Do you think it's the other way? Try it with the other way. Try it the other way. Try the other way.
I don't think that'll work, but
You should try.
it doesn't work.
Okay. Onward and upward.
Yeah.
All right, we have a few more items to gander at.
These two are classic. Now,
Yeah, we've all seen these before.
I get these on Easter every year.
Fun fact about Miles.
Yeah. If you're my family and you're watching out there,
Oh, they're a
shout
nunchuck.
out.
This is nunchuck mode. Now, show me what you're working with.
So let's get some noise on that. Nice.
Little ASMR for you. Okay, those, so they don't work when you wave them around, is what we're learning.
I like this.
This is good.
Yeah.
It's so classic.
I am making quite a mess.
And these,
The gift that keeps on giving.
I do have a gripe with Super Miracle Bubbles, and it's that their mix smells different than what I would expect a bubble mix. And it's not a critique, it's just it smells weird.
What does it smell like?
Well, that's
Like
not
rain.
Super Miracle Bubble Mix.
Oh,
That came in there.
okay.
So
Well,
these
are actually
they could have chemicals in them.
yeah, but Super Miracle Blue. That's a good catch. I guess we're using two different kinds of quality, and it just doesn't measure up against.
You should dip it in there and see if it's better.
Okay,
That's smart.
Yeah.
Well, now I have to get rid of these. Okay, we're clean. Are we seeing a difference?
Maybe a little bit more bubbles. I didn't get anything, so.
They seem to be like slightly floatier.
I guess my wand is defective. I don't know.
Okay, next item.
This is probably our coolest contraption, and it's to those of you who play Ultimate Frisbee.
Or disc golf.
You're gonna love this one. It's called the Bubble Frisbee, and it'll blow your minds.
So, here's some pretty nice packaging. Let me first say that.
What color is this?
That's purple.
Okay. And what does it make you think of when you see it?
When I see the color or when I see the disc itself?
The color.
Makes me think of a purple frisbee, but not a bubble one, just like a purple frisbee.
Wise words. Wise words.
Should we tear this bad boy open?
Yeah.
Here, wanna hold the other? Nice. So we should fill that up.
Shout out Super Miracle Bubbles.
After a few painstaking minutes of loading this up,
Yeah.
I think we got it mostly loaded. Would you like to do the honors, Miles?
Sure.
So it looks like it broke.
Yeah. Also, no bubbles were made.
There I saw like 2 bubbles in front of my face.
Isaac, I think you should give it a toss and see.
Yeah. So we kind of screwed up the first time with this. So we'll just put it on here. So that time around, no breakage. So it will only break on the first throw,
Yeah.
is what we learned from that. But then you're good.
So, we've got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we do.
A lot of different contraptions, and some of them worked, and some of them worked in ways that we didn't even know we wanted, but learned that we loved.
True.
So, let's talk about them. Let's rank
The bubbles.
But first, let's talk about some famous bubble fails of history. First bubble
The
fail.
Hindenburg.
The Titanic. And Bambi. Those are our audible mentions.
What's the main one? If those are honorable mentions, don't you have to like rank them or like?
No.
So
Oh.
that's why are they honorable mentions then?
I don't know. Okay, so let's talk about our favorite from the bottom to the top. Isaac will rank his worst one, and then I will rank my first one. Isaac, what is your least favorite bubble maker?
My least favorite is going to have to be this fucked up canoe thing. Kazoo. And the reasoning for that is that it didn't make any
Yeah, so
it didn't make any kazoo noises.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I called it a canoe, actually, because it would work better as a canoe than a kazoo,
Yeah.
to be quite frank.
Yeah.
What about you?
So I actually am gonna disagree, and I'm gonna say that this star thing is my bottom ranked thing, and simply because it doesn't make a star shaped bubble.
That is false advertising.
Yeah. So while it did make bubbles, it didn't say what it was gonna. It didn't make what it was gonna say, and that's messed up. So you're going on the bottom. You did well though. Good job.
Okay, my second least favorite. Probably this.
Okay.
And the reasoning for that is because it did smell different.
Yeah.
And it worked fine and performed exactly how I expected it to. And it did a pretty good job of doing so, but I didn't like the smell that much. So.
Fair. I'm going to disagree with you again and say this Frisbee.
What the fuck? That thing's awesome.
Because it didn't make any bubbles. And we are reviewing a bubble maker, and this is just a Frisbee.
Okay. For my next least favorite, I will choose this Frisbee. And the reasoning behind that is it didn't produce any bubbles. And it's just a regular Frisbee. And we're reviewing bubbles.
For my next one, I'm going to go this yellow wand. And I don't have anything against it. It really has a lot of memories for me. I do love them, but I just was stimulated by the other ones way more. So, you're being put in the middle.
Okay. And then I would go with this.
Wow.
Because even though it didn't make a star, it did make like a good handful of bubbles.
Sure.
Here, it's still loaded up. So this one works pretty good.
Cool. I'm going to say for my next one, you're about to choose your favorite one.
Correct.
Which is kind of a big deal. I'm going to say that I'm going to agree with you and say that the kazoo, while very entertaining, kind of drops bubbles on the ground. And I would love it if it shot them into the air. And that's what I was expecting. I did like the drop. It was cool, but it was no deep dish creator that this machine is.
And that brings us to our next point.
And our number one,
which is that
choice.
We have the same number one
Yeah.
choice. The firearm.
There's a reason it's banned in many countries and some states, and that's because it's awesome.
Should we get another demonstration?
Yeah, let's
if
get
we
some
can?
demos up in this house.
Oh, it's already. Oh, whoop.
Oh,
It's already working. Oh, perfect. I'm stopping it with my finger right now. It actually needs to be restrained. That's how powerful it is.
That's cool.
That is cool.
And I'm just gonna deep dish it because
That's how we learned.
I'm a deep dish kind of guy. Oh,
Chicago style.
Thank you.
Can I give my favorite?
And Garrett, what's your favorite?
So my favorite is the Frisbee, actually. And not only because it doesn't fucking work, but in the fill canister, you guys can't see it, and I'm also dripping on the floor. There's this cool fucking hole here. So 2 seconds ago, we put soap all over the place. And that's why this is my favorite. Now for a demonstration.
Works like a charm.
This is Terrace Reviews. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.